The basic parts of a desktop computer are the computer case, monitor, keyboard, mouse, and power cord. A desktop computer is made up over basic parts like that. The computer case contains the main components of the computer. This is where the processing happens. Today, many are tower cases which stand up vertically. A horizontal is called a desktop case. To view anything, you'll need a monitor. But you can also save space by having an all-in-one computer which combines the monitor and computer case in a single unit. This monitor connects to the video card in your computer to display images, text, etc. Most monitors have LCD or LED displays which can be very thin so they don't have to use much dust case. You also need a power cord because if you don't, then the computer will not power on. To interact, you'll need a keyboard and a mouse as well. There are many different types of computer keyboards such as wired, wireless, ergonomic, and multimedia. The mouse is used to control the pointer on the screen. It can be optical or mechanical. There are also alternatives such as the trackball and each computer is different, so the button slots and sockets will vary from computer to computer. In front of case, most desktop computers have a power button in the front. Some all-in-one computers have it on the back of the screen. It will probably have an optical disk drive, also known as a CD-ROM or DVD-ROM. Has a slot where you can insert a CD, DVD, or Blu-ray disc. If you have a blank CD or DVD-R disc, you can write or burn data into them. Your computer may have audio ports or USB ports on the front. You can also find these on the back. It will probably have several USB ports. The power socket is also found in the back. This is where you connect the computer cord. This is the power socket, and this is where you connect the computer. To connect the computer to the internet, you can use the Ethernet port to your monitor or router. You'll use the monitor port to connect your monitor. Port to your monitor. There are different types. Expansion slots. Expansion slots will allow you to upgrade your computer by adding expansion cards. Many computers use PS2 parts to connect mouse and keyboard. Some computers have a serial port and a parallel port to connect to older things such as printers and stuff like that, but most devices use US ports instead. Now let's look inside the computer. The central processing unit of the CPU, also called the processor, is located inside the computer case on the motherboard. It is sometimes called the brain of the computer, and its job is to carry out commands. Whenever you press a key, click the mouse, or start information, you're sending instructions to the CPU. Every computer has a large circuit board called a motherboard. This contains some of the most important parts on your computer. It holds the CPU, memory, connectors for the hard drive, and optical drives, expansion cards to control the video and audio, as well as the connections to your computer ports such as USB cords. The motherboard connects directly or indirectly to every part of the computer. The RAM, or random access memory, is your system's short-term memory. Whenever your computer performs collation, it temporarily stores the data in the RAM until it is needed. The short-term memory disappears when the computer is turned off. If you're working on a document, spreadsheet, or other type of file, you'll need to save it to avoid losing it. When you save a file, the data is written to the hard drive, which acts as the long-term storage. The hard drive is the data center of the computer. This is where the software is installed, and it's also where your documents and other files are stored. The hard drive is long-term storage, which means the data is still saved even if you turn the computer off or unplug it. Most computers have expansion slots on the motherboard that allow you to add various types of expansion cards. There's video cards that is responsible for what you see on the monitor. There's a sound card that's also called an audio card. It's responsible for what you hear in the speakers or headphones. Network card is when you allow your computer to communicate over a network and access the internet, or a Bluetooth card, which is a technology for wireless communication over short distances. Now, some operating systems are different than others. The screen that you see when your computer has finished starting up is called a desktop. Depending on what kind of operating system you have, the desktop will look different, but generally consists of menus at the top, bottom, or sides of the screen, with the rest of the screen containing a desktop background or wallpaper. The short desktop background area can also contain any files, applications, or shortcuts. For this one, that's Windows. This will be the background. This is where the data and time settings will be. Folders, the start button, the taskbar, and the shortcuts on the taskbar. And this is different. This is the Mac. So instead, this is the Apple icon instead of the start one. That was different. And the menu bar is up here. And like folders are right here. And stuff like that. When you're done using your computer, it's important to shut it down properly. There are different ways that you would have to shut it down depending on the operating system you have. To shut down Windows 8, you would have to hover your mouse in the lower right corner to access the charms bar, then select Settings. Click Power and select Shut Down. To shut down Windows 7 or Vista, click the Start button and select Shut Down. To shut down Windows XP, click the Start button and then select Turn Off Computer. To shut down Mac OS X, you click the Apple icon and then select Shut Down. A computer uses folders to organize different files and applications that it contains. A folder looks like a file except the icon is shaped like a folder. To find a specific file, you will have to navigate to the correct folder using a specialized application. So, to open Windows Explorer, you have to click on the Windows Explorer icon on the taskbar, and then double-click any folder on your desktop. A Windows Explorer window will open up, which is where your files will be. To open Finder in Mac, click the Finder icon on the dock or double click any folder on your desktop. A Finder window will open up. Now, whether you use Windows Explorer or Finder, basic navigation is the same. If you see the file that you want, you can double click it, or you can go on the left side and select a different location that you would like to go to. To delete files, there are different ways you can do that. If you actually want to permanently delete the file, you need to empty the trash. So to delete a file on a PC, click and drag the file into the recycle bin icon on the desktop, or you can select the file and then press delete. To empty the trash, right-click the recycle bin icon and select empty recycle bin. To delete a file on Mac, you have to click and drag the file into the trash icon into the dock, or you can just also right-click the trash icon and select empty trash to actually permanently delete it. Now to open applications on a PC, you have to click the start button and select the desired application, or you could also go to all programs to see a complete list. For convenience, you can also have them on a shortcut on the taskbar or on the desktop. To open an application on a Mac, you have to click on the applications icon on the dock. If you don't see it, click the spotlight icon. There will be times that you have to adjust your computer settings. To open the control panel in the PC, you have to click the start button and select control panel. The control panel will appear. You can then select the desired category to adjust the settings that you want to. To open System Preferences on Mac, click the Apple icon and select System Preferences. Then it will appear. You can then select the desired category to adjust the settings. It's the type of software that allows you to perform specific tasks. There are also mobile devices that are called mobile apps. So there's different types of desktop applications. There might be different ones for different situations. It depends on what you want. So there are word processors, such as Microsoft Word. It's really well-known word processor. Also, there's for personal finance, web browsers like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Google, Chrome, and Safari. There's games like Halo 2. There's also media players if you want to listen to MP3s or watch movies, such as Windows Media Player and iTunes. There are also gadgets, which sometimes are called widgets. There's things like calendars, calculators, maps, new headlines, and more. In order to use these applications, they have to be installed on your computer. You can insert them by installing the disk, or you can download from the internet. There's different ways you can open files with applications. Many applications are designed to open one or more files or file formats. For example, Microsoft Word can create and edit for documents. If you don't have the right kind of application, you won't be able to open a file. There are two main ways to open a file. Find the file on your computer and double-click it, and this will immediately open the file using the default program. You can also open the application, then use the application to open the file. Once the application is open, you can go to the file menu at the top screen, select Open. You can also download apps for mobile devices like smartphones and tablet computers, which opens up many things you can do. You can have Red Laser, which is to compare prices while shopping. There's WordLens, which is a language translator app. There's Foursquare, so if you're going to a restaurant, bar, or mall, you can check in with Foursquare to find nearby friends. A laptop is a battery or AC powered personal computer that can be easily carried and you can take to many spots. How is a laptop different from a desktop, you might ask? Well, since laptops are designed for portability, they have differences between them and desktop computers. A laptop has an all-in-one design with a built-in monitor, keyboard, and touchpad. The main differences are the touchpad, which is different than the mouse. There's a battery. Every laptop has a battery which allows you to use the laptop when it's not plugged in. There's an AC adapter, which has a specialized power cable. It's designed to be used with that particular kind of laptop. There are ports. Most laptops have the same types of ports that desktop computers have, such as USB, although they usually do have fewer ports than desktop. There's also a type of laptop that is designed to be even more portable, which is called a netbook. They're cheaper than laptops or desktops. They are also less powerful than other types of computers, but they do provide enough power for email and internet access. In order to save space, netbooks generally have smaller screens and keyboards. They also lack certain hardware such as optical drives. However, there are many different models available. In some cases, there isn't much of a difference between a large netbook and a regular laptop. There are also things that are called mobile devices, which is anything that can be is like a handheld computer. Tablet computers are like laptops, or tablet computers are designed to be portable. They do provide a different computing experience. The entire screen is touch sensitive, allowing you to type on a virtual keyboard instead of having an actual keyboard, and your finger will be the mouse pointer. Tablet computers are mostly designed for consuming media, and they are optimized for tasks like web browsing, watching videos, reading ebooks, and playing games. There are some main features that you can expect with a tablet computer, which is a mobile OS, which different types of tablets use different operating systems. There can be Android and iOS. There's solid state drives, which allows the computer to boot up and open programs more quickly. There's Wi-Fi and 3G, 4G. Since for a monthly fee, you can also purchase a 3G or 4G plan, or you can just use the built-in Wi-Fi. There's also Bluetooth. There are also ebook readers, also called e-readers, which are similar to tablet computers, but they are designed to read ebooks, which are digital downloadable books. There's Amazon Kindle and Barnes & Noble's Nook. Ebook readers have either an e-paper display or an LCD display. E-paper is short for electronic paper. This type display can usually only display black and white. LCD is the same type of screen found on a tablet computer and laptops. A smartphone is a mobile phone, but it has designed to run a variety of applications in addition to phone service. Smartphones are basically small tablet computers, and they can be used for different things. Smartphones use touchscreens and operating systems similar to those used by tablet computers. They also have virtual keyboards, or as BlackBerry Bold, they have physical keyboards as well. Internet access is an important feature of smartphones. Generally, you will need to purchase a 3G or 4G data plan. You can also connect to Wi-Fi.